कुंभे पुनर्वसु जातौ केरले चोळपट्टने कौस्तुभांशं धराधीशं कुलशेखरमाश्रये घुष्यते यस्य नगरे रङ्गयात्रा दिने दिने तमहं शिरसा वन्दे राजानं कुलशेखरम्. So today verse 31 and 32. इदं शरीरं परिणामपेशलं पतत्यवश्यं शतसन्धिजर्जरं किमौषधैः पृच्छसि मूढदुर्मते निरामयं कृष्णरसायनं पिब दारावाराकरवरसुता ते तनूजो विरिञ्चिः स्तोता वेदस्तव सुरगणो भृत्यवर्गः प्रसादः मुक्तिर्माया जगद् अभिकलं तावकी देवकी ते माता मित्रं बलरिपुः सुतस्तद्वदन्यं न जाने. Again, as we look at each week, some of these verses may not be directly correlated. 31 and 32 doesn't appear really correlated that way, but it is all correlated. And as we discuss, we explore, we suddenly find that, oh, there is a correlation. On the fly correlation creator. Which is why you will see some of these verses are placed differently in some versions of the work. ISKCON has a version of the work, there is another version of the work, there are 2-3 versions, and some of these verses are placed slightly differently. So today's verse is a little interesting. And it may seem as though either what Kulasekara Alvar is saying is not practical, or it is something that we may look at it and say, oh, it may work for you, it doesn't work for me. Right? So what he's saying in 31, he's saying, Idam Shariram Parinama Peshalam. He's saying this body undergoes transformation, undergoes change. Idam Shariram, this body, Parinama. Parinama means to change, it undergoes change. Peshalam means what? Peshalam means loveliness, beauty, grace, attractiveness, loveliness, all of that. It undergoes change. Whatever that is beautiful is no longer beautiful. It undergoes change. Patatya Vashyam Shatasandhi Jarjaram. Patatya Vashyam means it falls inevitably. The body falls down. Patati Avashyam. Avashyam, we know this word Avashyam. We use it very free, casually in Tamil also. And in Hindi also it is used. Avashya. Avashya means certainly. So Avashyam is saying certainly Shata Sandhi Jarjaram. The hundreds of joints that you have, it becomes Jarjaram. It becomes decrypt. It becomes broken. It becomes unusable. Then he goes on to say, Kim Aushadaihi. Kim Aushadaihi Prichasi Mudha Durmate. O Mudha, O fool, Durmate, Buddhi, with someone without a Buddhi. Why are you asking for medicines? Kim Aushadi. Aushadaihi Prichasi. Why are you asking for medicines? Niramayam Krishna Rasayanam Piba. He's saying continue to keep drinking the elixir of, or the nectar of Rasayanam, or the nectar of Krishna, Krishna Nama. So it just feels a little fantastic. When somebody is saying this, oh, okay, it's nice, good for you. It'll feel like saying, oh, good for you, Kulasekara Alvar. Works for you. It doesn't work for me. I will have to ask for medicines. I need to fix my body. I need to I cannot sing like you are singing. Saying that anyways the body is failing, why ask for medicine? Think only of Rama and Krishna. Think of Bhagavan. When we are young also, a lot of times our parents will tell this. A lot of times when parents don't have an answer to our problem. Okay. So, simple சொல்லிடுவா பெருமாளை வேண்டிக்கோ சரியா போயிடும். Go and pray to God, everything will be okay.
கடவுளை அம்மாச்சியை வேண்டிக்கோ.
அம்மாச்சியை வேண்டிக்கோ. So இது வந்து it shows the inability of the parents to respond to you appropriately. It is not out of their immense trust that Bhagavan will make it okay. It is like, I don't know what else to say. You tell that kid.
இன்னொன்னு சொல்றது வந்து பெரியவனால நீயே தெரிஞ்சுக்கோ அப்படிங்கிற.
Exactly. The other thing is when you grow up, you will know. So usually the way we approach Bhagavan is as the last resort. When things don't work, my cousin at 25 asked her mother, how do you think Lord Venkatachalapati will solve all my problems? That is the issue. So one of the problems that occur is because when we've been from childhood, we've been brought up, either we ask that something be done to me, or we go to Bhagavan as a last resort. As the last resort. Of course, we are also taught that, okay, when you start do Gam Ganapate Namaha, or you do Vakratunda, or you do think of Ganesha, think of Vishnu, Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnu, all of that we do, that is also taught to us. Think of that, think of Bhagavan, and then you go and things will be okay. But somewhere within us, we've developed this attitude that you go to Bhagavan as, I've tried everything, and then I come to you. Nothing works. I'm hoping at least you work. Now, when you're a spiritual sadhaka, this whole engagement changes. The way we engage with this entity, Bhagavan, has to become different. It becomes different in what way? It becomes different in the way that when you're starting, you're thinking of Bhagavan. While the process, when you're doing, you're thinking. When the result occurs in your favor, you're thinking. The result doesn't occur in your favor, you're thinking. So there is no specific time or reason why you need to think of Bhagavan. This is something that needs to be established. You're not invoking the Lord because for a particular reason. You're invoking because that is the only thing that needs to be done. You get to a point where you say that I am not doing this. I am not doing this. Bhagavan is doing it through me. I am becoming an instrument. He is doing it through me. My Guru is doing it through me. My Ishta is doing it through me. This level of slow movement from making Bhagavan as the last resort to making him as the only resort. And not in terms of resort is like, I am clinging on to you, Bhagavan. It's not like that. It is knowing that, yes, it is he who is operating, he who is governing, he is who is moving everything. Now, when that happens, assuming you are in a state of that kind of an inner understanding, and then we read this particular verse, then it makes sense. What he is saying, body is anyways failing. The body is falling. It is failing. It is giving way. The joints are breaking. The body is breaking. Your eyes, your nose, your ears, your taste, your touch, everything is falling off. And at that time, acknowledge, accept it with grace. That is what he is saying. Kim aushadhaihi pritchasi moodha durmate means, why are you going and crying and weeping for some medicine to fix this? You take what is required to make yourself feel comfortable. That is required. Doesn't mean that you have to carry on with pain. Pain is required, or rather, pain is there. You are required to make sure you are in comfort. But we also know as we go through this process, the body is going through this process of failing. It is a natural process of failing. We feel that we are going through this for the first time in our lives. That is why it feels very, very weird. Assuming you've become old 50 times, will it be a big problem? Like the phoenix bird. Those who know this phoenix bird, it's a mythical bird. When it ages, it sets itself to fire. It'll burn off, and from the ashes, it'll become ashes, and from the ashes, it'll rise again. The bird will be born again. Now, if the bird has the memory of itself burning, becoming ash, and then being born again, if that memory is there in the bird, it will not worry about burning off. When it's old, it's old. I have to go and burn myself. Simple. Imagine how beautiful it will be if we have that memory. The problem is we've lost that memory. It's good in some ways, because we've also lost, with that we've lost the memory of my previous parents, my previous siblings, my previous relatives also. Otherwise they will all come and stand outside saying, Nipona Janmatila enakku you owe me 20 lakhs. Ayyo, I am not that person. How do you have to prove yourself then? Fortunately, we don't remember. But imagine we go through this. This is what Ramana Maharshi went through. He went through death without dying. He went through that process. He had the experience of death, but his body didn't die really in that sense. But he had the full experience of death. Assuming you have the experience of old age, you go through this experience of old age, and you know what it means to be, you know what it means that your joints are giving in, your body is giving in, you're becoming weak physically. If you have the memory of this, it won't be so bad. We won't get distressed. We won't get distressed. We won't get worried. Why? The other reason we won't get worried is because right now, when we are not that old or falling off, if we build ourselves in the right way, at that time when body starts falling, you are not falling. The body is falling. Yeah. I am not falling. This we build ourselves over a period of time. This is what he is saying. Appodhukku ippode solli vaithen Narayana namam, which means later I don't know if I'll be able to say O Narayana, but I am wanting to say that now. I'm wanting to say that now because at the time when everything is falling off, I may not be able to hold myself well. I want to make it my second nature that I am just in this dhyana. I am in this consciousness. I'm continuing to be in this consciousness always. It doesn't matter where I am, with whom I am, what condition I am. I don't look for excuses not to do spiritual practices, not to do my sadhana, not to do my dhyana, not to do my nama japa. I don't look for excuses. I just do it. Like there is a rishi, there is a sage, a siddha actually. And there's some story that I heard somewhere. That siddha used to be in a place, and there is this in a secluded place, and there is this Shambho, Shambho sound will keep coming. And people around were bothered by that. Continuously the sound Shambho, Shambho, Shambho is coming. And they went and see, oh, there is this Siddha sitting there. And they go and tell him, can you stop? Konjam break edutukongo. Take a little break. Continuously the sound is coming. We are feeling, we want to listen to other sounds, although the sound is so disturbing. He says, I am not making this sound. Then they don't believe. Then they go off and saying, no, please stop making the sound. But they don't believe him that he is not making the sound. They go away, and then again the sound keeps coming, sound keeps coming. And then they get up, they get really irritated with this guy and goes and ties up his mouth and everything. And then they go away. Again, the sound keeps coming. And they go and realize that the sound is coming from him, not necessarily from the mouth. His whole body has become the vibration of Shambho. How true the story is a different matter. The point is, he has become that vibration Shambho. He's become that vibration. When they say Dhruva Maharishi, when he was a small 6-year-old boy, he said Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and it went to the heavens. The whole universe kind of came to a standstill when he held his breath. What had happened? The Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, the mantra, was not the mantra that came from his mouth after a certain point in time. He became that mantra. He became the manifestation of that energy, that vibration. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And he was emanating that vibration. This doesn't happen easily. Resonant frequency. Correct. He resonates with that. So the frequency of that mantra and him, they start resonating, and he is, from his being, that mantra starts emanating out, and people are able to hear that as the mantra. So what Kulasekara Alvar is saying is that you make yourself in a way that these things are not a matter of concern. It needs to happen. It will happen. Krishna Rasayanam Piba, he is not saying that when the body is paining, when you are going through this trouble, when your body is suffering and all of that, at that time go drink Krishna Rasayanam. It is not like that. Whatever Ayurvedic medicine you have to take, you may have to take at that time. But then the idea of Krishna Rasayanam Piba should be always there. We should train ourselves to be drinking the name of Bhagavan, chanting the name of Bhagavan, doing that throughout, so that at this time we take care of what needs to be taken care, but not fall. Patati vashyam. This is what he's saying. Patati patatya vashyam. Patati avashyam. Shatasandhi jarjaram. Definitely your body will fail. Do not be bewildered. Do not be deceived. Do not be in the illusion that you will be healthy, hale, and strong till the Atma leaves the body. Because you don't know what holds your Atma to the body. It could be you yourself, it could be people around you also. Who is holding you to this body, you may not be entirely aware. And that's not, you can't investigate that also. You'll never get anywhere by that. So be absolutely certain, avashyam, saying patati avashyam, be certain about it that your body will fall, but you don't fall. Your mind will also go through turmoil, which is where we are saying we make this as your second nature. You're doing your japa, doing your dhyana, doing all of this becomes second nature, becomes you. It is not you are doing, it is you. You are, the way you're living becomes like that. And when that happens, then there is no specific, then this particular verse makes contextual sense. Otherwise, it might feel that, oh, Kulasekara Alvar, you're saying this, it's easy for you to say, you are a king sitting there, somebody will come and take care of you. Kulasekara Alvar was a Raja. When we have people to take care of us and we make a statement like this, people around will say, Onakenna. This term "onakki enna" in Tamil is very, it's a term that shows one's own helplessness. When somebody uses that term, and it also shows that you're in some ways jealous of the other. உனக்கு என்ன? You have everything. You have somebody to take care of you. You have this to do. You have that to do. You have this to happen. All of us are blessed. All of us are blessed. None of us are so evil, like my guru would say. You are not even, you think you are a big Ravana. You are not even a petty thief. You want Rama to come and deliver you? He says you become a Ravana and then you call for Rama, it makes sense. You are a petty thief. You are a pickpocketer. So even in doing wrong things, we have not done so well. தப்பு கூட ஒழுங்கா பண்ண மாட்டேங்கிறோம். So why think that, that I am deprived of something? Bhagavan's grace is not upon me. It is always there. It is always there. So he is saying that do not make the body your object of, don't bring it to the focus. Don't make it the most important thing in your life. It needs to be taken care. Like how your house needs to be taken care because you're living in it. So you make sure your house is kept clean. That's all. But doesn't mean every day morning you're clinging onto every wall of the house and saying, "Ayo, my house, my house." You're not doing that every day, right? Kitchen oda sevaru. This is my wall. This is my table. We don't do that every day. It is there. It needs to be there because it is serving a purpose. Recognize that. To that extent, we revere it. We give it attention. We take care of it. To that extent. Which is why we say we don't go to extremes. We don't say on the other side that this is useless, this is of no body is anyways failing, so I don't want to take care of it. No, then you will fall into a place where your body will become decapitated to the extent that even your mind will not be able to hold it. And it'll create a lot of distress in the system. So we take care of it. And again, of course, we know there are people who have taken enough care of the body, yet they fall into situations of this kind. We have no control. We saw how Ramana, and you see videos of Ramana Maharshi in the last few years of his life. He was limping. His legs have all become like bones, limping. And you go and ask him, Bhagavan, is there pain? He'll say, yes, body has pain. He'll say the body has pain. And this is the difference between, we always talk about this, pain and suffering. We will have pain. Do you want to convert it into suffering? That is a call we take. Pain will be there. Making it suffering is our choice. Because pain is in the body, suffering is in the head. Emotional pain also is in the body only. If you notice, when you have emotional pain, your body goes through variety of stress. You will have loose motions. You'll have headache. Emotional pain will translate into body pain. We don't want to make it into suffering. This is the verse. He says, Idam shariram parinama peshalam patatya vashyam shatasandhi jarjaram kimaushadaihi pritchasi mudha durmate. Mudha, he is calling us Mudha. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudha Mate. So here he is adding an adjective, Mudha Durmate. So he's saying Mudha Mate is somebody who's of a low brain, low intellect. Mudha Durmate is saying you not only low, you're also thinking the wrong things.
வடிகட்டின முட்டாள்.
Yeah? Vadikattina Muttal. Vadikattina Muttal. Yeah. So that level of, he is now directly, and see why we've spoken about this. Why do these acharyas and these people who are in a state of realization or in a state of complete absorption within themselves, why do they call Muda? It is a way of waking up. Because திட்டினாதான் நமக்கு உரைக்கிறது. Only when there is some kind of scolding that comes from someone, we kind of wake up. When a little bit of insult only wakes you up to do something. Otherwise, we are stuck. So, kim aushadaihi pritchasi mudha durmate niramayam Krishna rasayanam piba. Keep drinking the rasayana of Krishna. 32 is very straight. He says, Dara vara karavara suta te tanujo virinchihi. Oh Krishna, your wife is the daughter of the ocean. You came from your Lakshmi. You came from the ocean. Tanujo virinchihi, your putra. Tanujaha is Brahma. Stota vedastava suragano bhrityavargah prasadaha. The Vedas talk about you. The demigods or the devatas are your servants. Moksha muktihi maya jagat avikalam. You are the one who offer mukti, liberation, and this whole jagat avikalam is your maya. This whole universe is your maya. Tavaki devaki te. Tavaki devaki te means your mother is Devaki. Mata. Tavaki devaki te mata. Mitram balaripu. Balaripu is Indra. He is your mitra. He is your friend. And Mitram balaripu and Sutaha. Balaripu Sutaha. So your friend is Indra's son, Arjuna. So you have such great people in your company. Tat, hence, Tvat anyam na jane. I don't want to know anybody other than you. Oh Krishna, I don't want to think about anyone else besides you. So he is bringing out, he is saying, you've got a wonderful wife, you've got a great son, you've got wonderful friends, you've got servants, such exalted servants. Devatas are your servants. You got the greatest warrior and archer ever in the world. Arjuna is for your friend. All of this, you've got such great people for your company, which means the greatest of the great want your association. It is to look at it that way. Such great people want your association. Hence, I know how great you are. And I want only you. I don't want anything else. This is one way of looking at it. The other way, if you see each of these are representing something. Lakshmi, Dara Vara Vara Suta, Dara Vara Karavara Suta is Lakshmi, is prosperity, wealth. I don't want wealth. Tanujo Virinchihi, Brahma. Brahma is the creator. I am not interested in anything of the creation. I am not interested in this. Stota Vedas Tava Suraganaha. The Vedas praise of you. But I am not I don't want to bind myself to Vedas, which means I don't want to bind myself to knowledge. I'm not looking for scholarliness. Bhritya varga prasadaha. Your suraganaha or the devatas are your Bhritya varga, servants, your class of servants, which means I am not going to go to other itara devatas for any help or any, I'm not going to look to them. Muktir Maya Jagat Avikalam. This whole Jagat is your Maya. It is you've created this Jagat as an illusory creation. So hence I am not interested in that. Tavaki Devaki Te Mata. Devaki is your mother. Now how do we look at this? Devaki did 12,000 years of tapasya. Devaki and Vasudeva. They are said to have done 12,000 years of tapasya to attain to you. To have you as their child. So he's saying, like that Mata, don't put me through so much of stress and so much of struggle. Don't make me go through 12,000 years of tapasya. I don't want to go through so much tapasya to attain you. So I'm saying each one of these things that Kulasekara Alvar has indicated, we can look at it as a representation of something. So he's saying, I don't want any of this. Tvat anyam na jane. I don't want anything besides you. I don't want I'm not drawn by wealth. Dara Vara Karasuta. I am not drawn by your creation. I am not drawn by scholarliness and the learnings and the teachings of the Vedas and all of that. I am not drawn by other devatas. I am not drawn by this Maya that you have created around as this universe. I am not drawn by, or I don't want to be doing such severe penance and tapasya like Devaki did. I want only you, O Krishna. So this is how he is saying that. Then he say Krishna Rasayanam Piba. Then such a person who's saying I want only Krishna, he says Krishna Rasayanam Piba. Then it makes sense. He's telling us also, you can do this. It is possible. It is possible to be able to be in that state. All it takes is our intention. All it takes is our continued perseverance. You are talking about Devaki Devi did 12,000 years of tapasya to obtain Krishna as her son. Imagine. Anyways, we are not looking for Krishna to be born as our son. We want him to be born in our hearts. Right? That sense of Krishna in our hearts is what we are looking for. And then anything happens to the body, to the mind, we are in a state where there is continuous absorption, continued devotion. Things will come. Suddenly things will come to challenge you, to challenge your belief, challenge your faith, challenge your sadhana itself. To question, saying that, is this the right thing am I doing? Continue to do. As I said yesterday, we spoke jnana and bhakti. If this is your intention and your goal, establish this severely within you, sincerely within you. Then even if things are appearing as though it's not going right, it will fall in place. It will fall in place. It is the truth. Nanyaf pantha ayanaya vidyate. There is no other way. So Kulasekara Alvar is reminding us that bring Krishna into your consciousness, bring Bhagavan, go into that Purusha within you and find moments to stay inside that. And then joy, the rasayanam, the amrita will be ever flowing. Okay, so we'll pause with that today. Om kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va prakrite svabhavat karomi yatyat sakalam parasmai narayanaayati samarpayami sadashivayati samarpayami jagadambiketi samarpayami sadgurunathayati samarpayami hari om tat sadgurubhyo namah. Gurudeva. Hari om.